Hi all, let's discuss some of the topics today. First topic is Southwest monsoon covers India earlier than usual. India's annual monsoon, crucial for farm output and economic growth, has rapidly advanced to cover the entire country, spurring crop sowing and alleviating the economic damage caused by nationwide lockdown to stem the coronavirus. The southwest monsoon has further advanced into the remaining parts of Rajasthan, Haryana, and Punjab, and thus it has covered the entire country today. Indian Meteorological Department has told the media. The monsoon has covered the entire country nearly 2 weeks earlier than usual, brightening prospects for a healthy summer, sown crops, and promising higher incomes in the countryside where most Indians live. The farm sector employs more than half of the country's 1.3 billion population and accounts for nearly 15% of India's 2.9 trillion economy. A low pressure area over the Bay of Bengal and cyclonic circulation over central India helped the monsoon cover the entire country earlier than expected, the Indian Meteorological Department has said. The normal date for this is July 15, but this year the monsoon has started at June 16. Next topic is children as young as 14 are recruited by armed groups against government in Jammu and Kashmir. A US State Department report on human trafficking in India has said that non-state armed groups continue to recruit and use children as young as 14 years in direct hostilities against the government in Jammu and Kashmir. The congressional mandated 2020 Trafficking in Persons report of the State Department released by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on Thursday noted that Maoist groups, particularly in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, forcibly recruited children as young as 12 to handle weapons and improvised explosive devices and in some cases be human shields also. According to the report, India made significant effort towards the elimination of human trafficking in 2019 but did not fully meet the minimum standards. Non-state armed groups continued to recruit and use children as young as 14 in direct hostilities against the government in Jammu and Kashmir, the report has said. Maoist groups, particularly in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, forcibly recruited children as young as 12 to handle weapons and explosive devices. Several women and girls formerly associated with Maoist groups reported that sexual violence, including practices indicative of sexual slavery, was a practice in some Maoist camps, the report has added. And the next topic is Maharashtra CM writes to PM over cancellation of examinations. In the middle of uncertainty in the education sector, Maharashtra Chief Minister Uday Thackeray urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to direct various national level apex bodies to cancel professional examinations in the state in the view of COVID-19 pandemic. These apex bodies are All India Council for Technical Education, Council of Architecture, Pharmacy Council of India, Bar Council of India, National Council for Teachers Education and National Council of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. Uday Thackeray in a letter to Modi noted that state government has recently decided not to conduct any final year or semester examinations for non-professional and professional courses for the academic year 2020. The degrees would be awarded on the basis of formula to be decided by various universities through students have been given the option appearing for the examination whenever it is feasible. The government also decided to get the decision pertaining to cancellation of professional courses exams endorsed from their respective apex national level bodies. CM also urged Modi to instruct all apex bodies to endorse the decision of the state government regarding the cancellation of final year semester exams of these professional courses. Next, WHO needs 31.3 billion to fight COVID-19. The World Health Organization led coalition fighting the coronavirus needs 31.3 billion over the next 12 months to develop and roll out tests, treatments and vaccines, it said on Friday. It said 3.4 billion had been contributed to date, leaving a funding gap of 27.9 billion, of which 13.7 billion was urgently needed. The WHO initiative aims to scale up delivery of 500 million tests and 245 million courses of treatments to low and middle income countries by mid 2021, it said in a statement. It also aims to scale up delivery of 2 billion vaccine doses including 1 billion to be bought by low and middle income countries by the end of 2021. The WHO is working with large coalition of drug development, funding and distribution organizations under what is called the ACT Accelerator Hub. In an update on the ACT Accelerator initiative launched in April to speed up research and development for the new disease, the WHO and global health groups said the coronavirus pandemic is still threatening millions of lives and scores of economies. This investment is significant because it reduces the cost of COVID-19, the WHO has added. Next, Japan University awards first ever Ninja Studies degree. Japan has produced its first Ninja Studies graduate after Genichi Musashi spent years honing his martial arts skills and observing the final traditions of the feudal martial arts agents. The 45-year-old completed the master's course at Mie University in central Japan, the region considered the home of the ninja. In addition to researching historical documents, Musashi told AFP he took the practical aspect of being a ninja to heart. He said he read the ninjas worked as farmers in the morning and trained in martial arts in the afternoon. So Musashi grew vegetables and worked on his martial arts techniques in addition to copious ninja study in the classroom. With this combination, I thought I could learn about the real ninja, he has added. He is better known as black-clad assassins famous for secrecy and stealth. Ninjas also had comprehensive survival skills. He has also learned Kung Fu and a Japanese martial art known as Shoranji Kempo, teaches ninja skills at his own dojo and runs a local inn while pursuing his PhD. The university set up the world's first research center devoted to the ninja in 2017 and opened a graduate course a year later. Next is SEBI gives more time to listed companies to hold board meeting. Markets regulator SEBI on Friday eased compliance requirement on time gap between two board meetings for listed companies till July 31 due to coronavirus pandemic. As per the norms, board of directors or audit committee need to meet at least 4 times a year with a maximum gap of 120 days between any two meetings. In a circular, Securities and Exchange Board of India said the relaxation of maximum time gap between the two board committee meetings is further extended till July 31, 2020. However, the board of directors and audit committees of listed entities will have to ensure that they meet at least 4 times a year, it added. This comes following requests from listed companies for relaxation. Earlier in March, the regulator had relaxed the requirement of the maximum stipulated time gap of 120 days between the two meetings of the board and audit committees of listed entities as required under listing obligations and disclosure requirements regulations. This relaxation was provided for the meetings held or proposed to be held between period December 2019 and June 30, 2020. The circular will come into force with immediate effect, the regulator has said. And thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please share and comment on this video. Once again, thank you and bye.